Hi, Constance. A huge congratulations for the terminal list. Ever since the announcement of Chris and you working together, the show became one of the highly anticipated things of the year. So, what were your biggest takeaways from the same?
Working on this project was great because it was different than the last thing I did. The last thing I did was Hustlers, where I played a stripper. And I'm always looking to challenge myself as an actor and try something different than what I just did. So in Terminal List, getting to play a war journalist who's really on the ground and really putting herself in harm's way to get to uncover the truth was, and in a totally different genre, the thriller genre, right, was both challenging and exciting for me to try, and to do it with such a great team was just like icing on the cake. So yeah, it was a thrill to get to work on it.
You're actually right because when I looked at Katie, she is one of the most no nonsense journalists I've come across. So, what was it about her that really attracted you?
I really was drawn in by her gumption, um, and her drive to uncover the truth that almost bordered on recklessness in a way. She does have a bit of a gambling problem, so I think she almost has an addiction to the thrill of getting that close to the source, that close to the truth in a way that others wouldn't risk,
Yeah.
themselves and their lives to get that close to it. And the reason she risks it has to be for a deeper reason. And I think exploring that really drew me to the role and made it fun for me to play.
Mm-hmm. Time and again, you have generally portrayed characters which are dramatic, comic, chirpy, and especially in the rom-com genre. And this is the first time we see you portraying an out-and-out serious role. How do you look at that?
I think it's the first time the general public maybe will be seeing me in a serious role, but I've been playing serious roles most
Yeah.
of my life, starting out as a theater kid. And it's funny, you say I do a lot of rom-com roles, but I've done one really. I've done Crazy Rich Asians, which was a blast and I love, and probably what I'm most known for. But what I like about my career is that I get to try different things. I mean, there definitely are some actors who take comfort in doing something similar, something that's like in their wheelhouse. I like to really try something different. That's why I started out playing a tiger mom. And then I played a rom-com, Crazy Rich Asians. Then I did the stripper. And now I'm doing this. And my next project is a movie musical for kids. Um, that's the true blessing, is being able to choose your roles and to choose things that really surprise people and that
And
challenge
resonate
you.
with you.
So
Yeah.
so so yeah, doing the Terminal List in this more dramatic role, I mean, I was ready. I've been doing drama my whole life in the theater world, and people don't really know that. And so it was nice to be able to show that side.
Mm-hmm. You've been a huge advocate of Asian representation in US media and to bring more diversity in the film industry. And now that you are paving that path, how challenging would it be for you to reinvent yourself and at the same time maintain your individuality?
Well, I think everybody, celebrity or not, is constantly reinventing ourselves, right? Because we're constantly evolving, evolving as we get more information. I mean, there are certain things that 10 years ago I never would have thought about. Certain ideas of like, or realities of like systemic bias, institutional racism, all these things that I didn't even have much of a concept of, because growing up in school, they weren't taught. And it's important that these kind of things are taught in school, because that's how you continually evolve to be a better person, by getting new information, by
Yeah.
making mistakes. And that's how you get more information, is you make a mistake and somebody lets you know. And rather than thinking of it as a mistake, you think of it as an opportunity for growth. And I think rather than seeing it as like, oh, it's so hard to reinvent yourself, I think this entire life, this entire career, it's an opportunity for learning, and for growing and for problem solving. And that's sort of what makes life fun, right? Because if it was always the same, when I was a
Yeah.
kid, I thought beer was disgusting. Now I love beer. I would never have known how lovely beer is if I
Yeah.
stayed stuck with, me at like 10 years old, trying a sip of my mom's beer and being like, now I love it. So you know what? People change.
Yeah. So on a closing note, I want to know what advice would you give to young actresses of color who are finding their feet in the film industry?
Um, I get asked this question a lot, and it's funny because well, my biggest piece of advice is like, don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody. I think
Yeah.
find your own center in terms of what your values are and what your purpose is, and stay true to that. And even if somebody else has different values, don't judge theirs and don't judge yours to be better than theirs. It's just one that's individual and unique to you. And I think if you really stay true to that, you cannot fail. And so just finding sort of your center of integrity. It takes time, but it's time that's worth every second.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Constance, for doing this with me. I had a great time chatting with you. And once again, a huge congratulations for Terminal List.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to see you too.
Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.